Thank you for joining us. And I'm here with Glendora Simonson, and we're talking about quilting and how a community came together to quilt and how we all came together as a community. And you have this exquisite quilt here today,
I do.
Glendora.
I
Can
do.
you please tell us how it came about and some of the things about the quilt?
Interestingly, a certain senator was involved in a reelection campaign and had a phenomenal idea of a way to bring constituents together to produce something artistic, something that had some historical value, and that would be an opportunity for people across generations and communities to be together.
And so during one of my reelection campaigns, I asked people if they would come quilt together so that we could share the experience of community as well as the spirit of citizenship. And the Nubian quilters
Yes, we
came
did.
together with the Girl Scouts, and let's kind of talk about how this quilt came about. Although it came out of a campaign mode, it was really a community spirit.
Absolutely. But see, that's the neat part about quilting. It kind of starts from one place, and then the quilt kind of morphs and evolves into something else. And although our initial purpose was to provide an opportunity for real community involvement in a very practical way, we also wanted to celebrate and encourage people to vote, to exercise their citizenship rights and responsibilities. And so we came up with the idea for a vote quilt, and we were talking about how to do it, and we wanted to have the word vote in it. We wanted to have people contribute what they could. Not everybody's a quilter, but people can learn to do this. This is not a complicated craft, but some magic happened with it. So one Girl Scout came, and then the next time she brought some of her friends. And actually, I knew her from some community service projects that my guild performed with her Girl Scout troop. And the troop leader brought some people, and some other people in the community came. And we had people that donated blocks who couldn't work on it directly, and other people who didn't know how to make a quilt block but wanted to stitch a little something. And so we had people, and actually the way this quilt came together is very much like traditional quilting, because not everybody makes a perfect stitch, but some people can thread a needle. You can help measure the fabric for the binding. You can help stretch it out over a table or the backs of chairs so that many people can sit around and work at the same time.
And of course, was done at the campaign headquarters, and so it was men and women and children.
We actually did. We had a few men, we had women, we had children, we had people talking about how they hope the election goes, what they hope to accomplish. These are things that I'm concerned about, and that was all. It was wonderful. Several people in my guild not only contributed blocks, but then when it was time to do the quilting, it's a large piece, so we took a couple of people to really work on it, and then one person quilted the overall, sewed the layers together. Another person did the embroidery, and we that brought out a whole nother facet of the project of collecting quotes that relate to voting and civil rights, etc. So we've got a bunch of them over the quilt. We had somebody bring a political button from the show Radio Golf, August Wilson, and then we had people just talk about what it is you want people to remember about quilting. How do you want to encourage people?
And I know that the guild accommodated me. I did actually do stitching.
Yes,
Wasn't quite so straight, but I had my heart into it.
absolutely.
And so the community and the guild, understanding my commitment to the issue of AIDS, anchored this quilt in a way that gave honor to my commitment
Absolutely.
to that issue. And
Absolutely.
can you talk a little about that?
Sure. We have on each corner a representation of the AIDS ribbon, the red AIDS ribbon. And it just worked. It's like, I don't know, like a good stew or gumbo, and that you add certain ingredients and then they blend and enhance each other in a way that no block by itself could have done. This, I'm telling you, it was like magic. It really fit together, and we ended up with a product that's better than the individual parts.
And also, when people could not quilt, they sent pieces.
Absolutely.
And the senior citizens or the elders who may not have been able to make it to the campaign headquarters would send their piece, their block.
Absolutely.
And young kids and Girl Scouts and men would then stitch the block sent by the elders.
Some of it was stitching. Some of it was mundane. Some of it, but it was infused with an energy and an inspiration that I think really enhanced this project. When we started finding the quotes, that just seemed to make the whole project be so cohesive. That
like some of the quote?
Yeah. Sick and tired of being sick and tired. That's my favorite. That's Fannie Lou Hamer, my girl, Fannie Lou Hamer, who was the head of the Mississippi Democratic Party.
And we have
Rock the Vote, absolutely, which we want people to do this time as well. We the people, hold me to it. It's time to speak your truth. We were trying to be intergenerational and intercultural. So we have one of the lines from Bob Marley's song, "Get up, stand up for your rights." Now's the time. And we also have a quote from Martin Luther King, "Until justice rolls like water and freedom like a mighty stream." It's powerful. It's powerful to read this and to think about what struggles happened before, and we've got them on a quilt, on a piece of textile art that's not only beautiful to look at, but thought-provoking.
And what an experience this was.
It was tremendous.
And although I didn't know how to quilt, I knew that there was something we could do as a community together for the purpose of exercising our freedoms and our responsibilities. And I thank you, I thank the quilters, I thank all of those young people and elders who came out, who contributed. And that is really, in the end and the beginning,
absolutely
what our democracy is
all about.
This may well be our indication, our sign to freedom as we continue up the road. And I'd like to thank you, Glendora. I'd like to thank the Nubian Quilters. And you know we're going to look forward to your piece celebrating the 100th anniversary of the Newark Museum.
Absolutely.
We will always look forward to that. And I hope you enjoyed The People's Perspective with Glendora Simonson and me, Senator Gill. So for more information, please visit my website. See you next month.